Okay, hello students. In class 3 now, we are going to start our English readers first chapter, that is The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. So this is a very beautiful story for children written by Beatrix Potter, and here it is a story about a rabbit. The main character is a rabbit called Peter. Now, what all happens there we will see later, but in the beginning, let us see about the author, Beatrix Potter. Now, Beatrix Potter was an English writer, illustrator, natural scientist, and conservationist, best known for her children's books featuring animals, such as those in the Tale of Peter Rabbit, which is here. Born into an upper middle class household, Potter was educated by governesses and grew up isolated from other children. So this was her story about the author. Now let us say about the story of the Tale of Peter Rabbit in short. The Tale of Peter Rabbit is a children book written and illustrated by Beatrix Potter and follows mischievous and disobedient young Peter Rabbit as he gets into and chased about the garden of Mr. McGregor. He escapes and returns home to his mother, who puts him to his bed after offering him chamomile tea. Chamomile tea is in use in the human civilization from many years, from centuries, and it is considered to have health benefits. Chamomile tea. Okay. Now, let us say about the story. The Tale of Peter Rabbit. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother underneath the root of a very big fir tree. Fir tree is a type of tree which keeps its leaves all year. That means it does not shed its leaves during autumn. Now, my dears, said old Mrs. Rabbit, you may go into the field or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Then old Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella and went through the wood to the baker's. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane to gather berries, that is blackberries. They went down the lane to collect blackberries. Now, what are blackberries? Are dark berries that are sweet and juicy. Next, but one of their brother, Peter, who was very naughty, ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden. His mother actually had forbidden them to enter McGregor's garden. All the other 3 brothers, they followed the advice of their mother. But Peter was a naughty little bunny, so he did not follow the suggestions of the mother, and he entered McGregor's garden. First he ate some lettuces and some French beans, and then he ate some radishes. So first he ate some lettuces. Lettuces, plants with large leaves eaten in salads. That is lettuce. But there Whom should he meet but Mr. McGregor? There he met, suddenly, Mr. McGregor. Right? He was the owner of the garden. Mr. McGregor ran after Peter, waving a rake and calling out, "Stop thief!" So waving a rake. So what is a rake? A tool with long handle used for removing leaves from the ground. This is a tool generally used by farmers in their fields to pull the leaves or to collect the leaves. So that is called rake. Peter was so frightened, he rushed all over the garden because he had forgotten the way back to the gate. He lost one of his shoes among the cabbages and the other shoe among the potatoes. After losing them, he ran faster so that he might get away altogether. But he got caught in a gooseberry net. Now, gooseberry net, it is a material used to cover fruit plant to stop birds eating them. This gooseberry net is used to protect the fruits from birds. Here, now, Peter got caught in this net. By the large buttons of his jacket, he was trapped. It was a blue jacket with brass buttons, quite new. Peter started crying. His sobs were heard by some friendly sparrows. They flew to him and encouraged him to try to free himself. So now Peter started crying. While he was crying, his sobs were heard by some friendly sparrows. So these sparrows encouraged him, motivated him to try to free himself. Now, what are sobs? To sob is a sound you make when you cry and take short breath. Sobbing, crying. Now, suddenly, Mr. McGregor came up with a sieve. Now suddenly, Mr. McGregor came up with a sieve. Now what is a sieve? Sieve is a tool used to separate small pieces from bigger pieces. Sieve. We use it for separating flour, atta at home. So, now sieve. He wanted to pop it on top of Peter, but Peter escaped just in time, leaving his jacket behind him. He rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a can, a container. C-A-N, can means container. So, Peter rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a can. It had a lot of water in it. Mr. McGregor was quite sure that Peter was hiding under one of the flower pots. He began to turn them over carefully, looking under each. Presently, Peter sneezed. Kerchoo! Mr. McGregor ran after him, but Peter jumped out of a window. The window was too small for Mr. McGregor, and he was tired of running after Peter. He went back to work. Peter began looking around. So, this much we will be doing today, and the next day we will resume the story, and then we will proceed into some worksheets and homeworks. Thank you.